princess from nowhere. In the remote village of Mokutu, where the sun burned fiercely and the rivers ran deep, a girl named Adia was born. Her mother, Kemi, was a widow who wove mats for a living, earning just enough to feed them once a day. Their home was a small hut with a roof that leaked when it rained and walls that trembled in the wind. The village children mocked Adia, calling her the girl from nowhere because her father had died before she was born. "No man will ever marry a girl like you," the village women whispered. But Adia's mother always told her, a woman's worth is not in where she is born, but in who she becomes. While other girls learned to cook and weave, Adia spent her time in the forest, chasing fireflies and listening to the wind. She was different, too bold, too wild, too free. The village elders scolded her. A girl must be quiet, obedient, and prepared for marriage, they warned. But Adia refused to be tamed. "If I am to be a wife, I will be a wife to greatness, not to misery," she declared. The villagers laughed. What greatness can come from a girl with nothing? One day, while fetching water, Adia heard whispers among the trees. She followed the sound and discovered an injured young man lying by the riverbank. His fine clothes were torn, and his forehead was bruised. She knelt beside him. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am nobody," he said, his voice weak. Adia did not believe him, but she helped him anyway. She carried him to a hidden cave and nursed his wounds. For days, she brought him food and water, keeping his presence a secret. Slowly, he healed, and they spent hours talking beneath the moonlight. "You are not from here," she said one night. He sighed. "No, I am not." One evening, as they sat by the river, Adia noticed the royal crest tattooed on his shoulder. Her heart pounded. "You are not a nobody," she whispered. The man looked into her eyes and finally told the truth. "I am Prince Kwame of the great kingdom of Zalanga." Adia's breath caught. She had been caring for a prince. But then fear filled her heart. A girl like her could never belong to a man like him. "I must go back," Kwame said the next day. "Take me with you," Adia whispered before she could stop herself. He shook his head. "They will never accept you. A princess must come from noble blood." Her chest tightened, but she refused to cry. "Then go," she said. And so, the prince left, disappearing into the world he belonged to. Days turned into weeks, and Adia tried to forget. But then, messengers arrived from Zalanga. They announced that Prince Kwame was searching for the girl who saved him. "He has refused to marry any of the noble women," they said. "He says his heart belongs to a village girl." The village laughed. A prince would never marry a nobody. But when the prince himself arrived, riding through the village on a black stallion, the laughter turned to silence. "Come with me," Kwame said, reaching for Adia's hand. But the king of Zalanga, his father, was furious. "A common girl can never be queen," he declared. The elders of Zalanga set a test. If Adia could prove her worth, she would be accepted. "You must pass 3 trials," they told her. "Only then can you marry the prince." She was given a riddle. What is greater than gold, stronger than the sword, and more powerful than kings? The noble women guessed riches, warriors, and magic. But Adia smiled and said, "The mind of a woman." The elders nodded. She had passed the first test. The king gave her a choice. "Live, and you may have gold, land, and riches beyond your dreams. Stay, and you will face the wrath of the kingdom. Adia smiled and said, riches fade, power crumbles, but love endures. I will not leave. The king, seeing her courage, finally nodded. Then you shall be my daughter, he declared. On the day of their wedding, all of Zalanga gathered to see the girl who had won the prince's heart. She rode through the city on a golden chariot, no longer a nobody. A village girl, the noble's mamad. But as she walked past them, wearing the royal robes of Zalanga, they bowed in respect. For she was no longer Adia the poor girl, she was Princess Adia of Zalanga. She used her new power to help the forgotten girls of the kingdom, giving them education and purpose. She built schools, taught them skills, and proved that greatness is not in birth, but in action. When she became queen, she made sure that no girl in Zalanga would ever be called a nobody again. Lessons. True worth comes from within. Adia was poor, but she carried herself with the confidence of a queen even before she became one. Love is for the bold. She was not afraid to love beyond what the world thought was possible. The greatest strength is the strength to endure. She faced rejection, pain, and trials, but she never wavered. Power is not given, it is taken. No one gave Adia her crown, she earned it through courage and wisdom. Identity is not defined by others. Despite being called the girl from nowhere, Adia knew her worth and refused to let others define her destiny. Courage opens doors that fear keeps shut. She dared to ask the prince to take her with him, and later, she stood before a king and an entire kingdom, unafraid. Wisdom outshines wealth and power. Adia's answers to the elders' trials prove that intelligence and resilience are more valuable than noble birth. True love is rooted in respect and sacrifice. Prince Kwame did not choose Adia for her looks or status, but for her heart, mind, and strength. The greatest leaders lift others up. As queen, Adia didn't just claim her throne, she used it to uplift other girls, proving that true success is about impact, not just position.